Today, Alliance is best known to Dota 2 fans as the Swedish roster that conquered the International 3 in one of the most dramatic grand finals ever.
Right now, S4 is going to try to cancel as many as possible. He'll cancel 3! My God!
But no boots of travel. Coil on 2.
Cancels Dengi's TP as well! They are in huge trouble!
They're going to do it!
They're going to do it! Alliance wins! They win TI3!
But in the lead up to TI3, many fans would have been surprised to see a CIS and a European team duking it out in the finals. That's because a different region had dominated the previous international: China.
IG is your champion for International 2. They're going home with a million.
Going wild. Everyone hugging the Chinese flags. Come in. The pride on this team.
China took 5 of the top 8 spots at TI2, with Invictus Gaming winning it all. And besides Na'Vi, who faced off against IG in the grand finals, the remaining teams in top 8 were from Southeast Asia. Some fans had begun to wonder if Dota 2 would resemble its Dota 1 roots, where the Chinese and SEA teams were dominant, secretive, and seemingly unsurpassable.
Yeah, China was the be-all end-all. Like there was no one that was able to stand up to them, but the Chinese were also very secretive. They never even released their replays for 6 months after a game was played, just out of fear that someone would be able to see their strategies and analyze them in high detail. Southeast Asia was insanely strong. Singapore and Malaysia had rivalries back then. Vietnam was a huge hub as well.
But Alliance, already one of the strongest teams in 2013, set out to prove the scene wrong. They set out to show that a European team had what it took to dominate this new game. And they did it by bringing the fight to China and beating the Chinese teams on their home soil. Well, beating is putting it mildly. Alliance made a statement at G1 League Season 5. They dominated the Chinese teams by going undefeated. The G1 Champions League was one of the largest tournaments in the world leading up to TI3. And though the tournament itself only boasted 6 teams, the lengthy qualifier saw many of the best teams in the world compete. The top 2 teams from the Western qualifier, Alliance and Team Liquid, both earned spots in the round-robin group stage.
TC going for the jugular, but they're not done yet. The stun will hit IX Mike. Trixie dropping low. In comes No Tail again, and he's going to die again. He will go down, and that's got to be it. No profit, no spend. Liquid are going to hang on and take game 2. They've just punched their ticket to China. And Liquid, they're going to China. Can you believe it? What a performance in game 2.
Era is going to be cleaned up. Don't know that he has buyback. We'll find out in a moment. No Tail in the meantime. Going to be the next on the list of casualties. Haughty trying to feed script. Just can't get the job done. No Tail re-engages. Bouncing around with the BKB, but the damage just not enough. Era still down. Era does not have buyback. Congrats, says Fnatic. And Alliance, in very impressive fashion, 2-0. They punched their ticket to Shanghai.
Team Liquid struggled in the group stage, going 1-4. It was, to a certain extent, what we'd come to expect from foreign teams on Chinese soil. In 2012, during the first Dota 2 G1 season, Evil Geniuses made it to the online round of 6, but fell just short of the LAN semifinals. Meanwhile, Alliance carved a path through the group stage.
One more blast, and that'll be that. The GGs come out. So in the first game of the G1 Live LAN Finals, a Western team steals a win. Hell, they didn't steal it. They kicked in the door, bashed him in the head, and took it. 13-28, the final kill score. Alliance looks good in Beijing.
They beat China's best teams, they beat Team Liquid, they beat everybody. They went 5-0 and qualified directly for the grand finals.
3 IG heroes dead. Rax is going to take a fall. Faith calls GG. IG are knocked out of the G1 League LAN Finals. Alliance, they do what many people thought would be impossible. They go 5-0 in the group stage. They take down all 3 Chinese teams. They take down Orange, they take out Liquid, and this is just such a fantastic moment for them.
The second place team in the round robin, LGD-Gaming, 2-0'd SEA's Orange eSports to make it to the grand finals. And so the stage was set in Shanghai. A hyped crowd, top teams, a huge prize. It was even Ake's birthday. A win for either team would mean a sizable chunk of money, but it would also give a ton of momentum heading to TI3. But Alliance were there to make a statement. They were there to put the international community on notice.
You have Alliance, the foreigner, the weaker teams coming from this unknown country to these Chinese guys to China, and they are just beating up on everybody.
They were flawless. They were 5-0 through the group stages. Undefeated, and made it look pretty easy.
The thing to understand about Alliance at this time is that they were known for a very particular style of Dota. A style that emphasized Admiral Bulldog's Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet, allowed S4 to abuse a very overpowered Batrider, and focused on farming up unassailable carries.
Back out, Anti-Mage blinks in, pops the BKB, and he's just going to work, gets a 1 kill, gets a double kill, TC pops his BKB, but he's tanking the Roshan, he's getting bashed, and now Loda will be taking the Aegis. I think EGM getting position, Disruption comes in, Fluff though, blinks in, snacks the Aegis, now he's going to go to work against Loda. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the damage, Scythe comes through against Quark. Quark's going to go, they're going to see, Fluff is going to get initiative on, he's going to die to basically everybody, reality. I don't know, 3 hits, Gems is going to get dropped as well, and this got to be GG.
And what you have to realize about the Chinese Dota squads, then and now, is that they're often unwilling to bend to Western meta trends. If a Western team is convinced that a certain strategy is meta-defining, Chinese teams will be sometimes reluctant to ban it, even if they lose to it. In the Grand Finals, LGD did not ban Bulldog's Lone Druid. They did not ban Batrider. They would not bend to the Western meta. And Alliance took advantage of that.
You give away Lone Druid Lifestealer, it's very hard to stop both of them from farming. Later on, it's hard to deal with at least one of them, if not both.
I completely agree. It's really hard to... There you go.
No hesitation.
I mean, it's not surprising at all.
Game 1 got off to a slow start, but it was exactly the start Alliance wanted, with their core Lifestealer and Lone Druid combo getting comfortable farm leads.
You look at the Alliance, their 2 solos playing out of their mind, 16-4 on Bulldog, with no sentry, still keeping the pace with Sylar. It could have gotten a first blood there with the root. S4 crushing the mid lane. This is what he's known for. Many call him the best solo in all of Europe, if not all of the West.
They took Roche at 20 minutes and then a huge team fight 10 minutes later. There was nothing LGD could do.
Loda, he smells blood in the water, so does his squad, the Alliance, the Swedes. They're gonna take game 1. GG from LGD. The Alliance had this every step of the way. I never felt like LGD had a chance.
Draft, I gotta give it to Alliance as well. They just have better lanes, they have better heroes.
I just gotta say, you give away Lone Druid Lifestealer to the Alliance, you are begging for trouble.
So, game 2. LGD gave Alliance whatever they wanted, and LGD got stomped. Surely they had to make an adjustment, right? Well...
Lumi, should LGD have given this all away?
No.
Alliance looked comfortable heading into game 2. They got everything they wanted out of the draft.
We've got Admiral Bulldog on his signature hero on the Lone Druid. We'll have S4 on one of his signature heroes, the Batrider.
And though LGD got some picks that could take a beating and win late game teamfights, it wasn't enough. Alliance got everything they wanted out of the game, too.
I didn't even want to show that. 2,500 gold, 2,500 experience. LGD, I already feel like they're on the ropes up against this lineup of the Alliance. They needed to win that tri-lane, and they're just getting hammered all around the map. This is just brutal to watch, my friend.
Is this the finals of a tournament?
LGD, I have not seen a team get manhandled this hard in a grand finals of such a major event in a long time. The Alliance are making LGD look silly. If they go on to win this game, though, one of the most impressive single LAN performances ever. I love that decision. A blink, a crit, and probably a kill. S4 diving LGD in the shadow of their fountain. GG from Xiaowei. The Alliance are your G1 League Season 5 champions. They take home over $40,000 and a lot of pride for Sweden.
Alliance came to China ready for a fight, ready to take on some of the best teams in the world. And they conquered them all.
Huge congratulations to Alliance. They are a flawless team, at least at this moment. They've taken down absolutely everyone, going undefeated.
This tournament, 3 months before TI3, set the tone for the rest of the season. And though there were plenty of great teams that entered Dota 2's biggest tournament that August, Alliance cemented themselves as a team to beat at TI3. And no one did. But why are we talking about G1 League 5 years later? For one thing, it was the first time a Western Dota team had won a premier tournament against Chinese teams on Chinese soil.
It means something when a foreign team comes onto Chinese soil and wins there. Or at least it meant a lot back then.
And for China, G1 was a wake-up call.
And it kind of kicked the Chinese into gear. I remember Chuan actually coming up on stage as well, trying to rally most of China and Southeast Asia, because he was like, we're all playing like crap right now. Like, we're all accepting streaming gigs and we're not practicing enough. We're playing RPGs on the side. Like, we should be doing so much better than this because these teams who are here are so much better than us.
Today it's easy to remember the breathtaking highs of TI3, to remember those incredible grand finals, to take ourselves back to those dream coils. But the TI3 season wasn't just about Alliance's incredible win. It was a time when the Swedish team was redefining analysts' expectations of the West. Eventually, China fired back, of course. Newbie won TI4 and took the Aegis back to the east. And so the cycle has continued on for years. But without that incredible 2013 season, without G1 League, without TI3, maybe that newbie roster never would have happened. Maybe the Chinese teams would have never been jolted out of their complacency and into eventual victory. But that win at G1 League was one of the first signs that showed that Alliance had what it took to take their place in the TI cycle.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.